and Discord and everything. So I'm ready.
Good. Good thing you're ready, love. Because we've been live for 5 minutes.
No, we haven't, because I only just got the alert. Ha 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 ha!
Maybe I've got the alert delayed for you.
First off, you couldn't do that.
I can contact people at YouTube.
Aha.
Mm-hmm.
I hope you have better luck than most people. Anyway.
Actually, I have a person to I have a community person to assign to me, so.
You do?
Mm-hmm.
We do?
Mm-hmm.
Did not know. Alright. We are live.
Well, not quite yet, but now we are. At least, yep.
I got someone saying hi.
Dick Laxo. Hey, Dick. So, you want a recap?
Ooh, let's see if my memory can serve right. Okay, so... Midnight had a talk with Luna. Luna said that she doesn't want to take part in the war. Glad she told her, but still. Spot has made Midnight in charge of her night guard and what was the other one?
The Thestral Army.
Thestral Army, and yeah. Then Luna found out that the pups have the Five's power, and she sort of gave the most hilarious reaction, like, "What the?"
Mm-hmm. Basically, finding out that a kid could just annihilate her.
Pretty much. Then
we should
Midnight
do that.
collected it. What?
Just wait.
I'm confused. Midnight then went and collected the rest of the pups, and then found out that they're actually teenagers. Love, this is the sort of thing you need to tell me so I don't treat them like children.
Yeah, they grow fast and are very independent. Also, the pups have been taking regular lessons with their respective power holder thingy. Except for Pixie. Pixie has been taking lessons with Celestia. Which will also come into play today.
Oh, brilliant. So then collected all the pups, went to see Script. Script basically had set up a command center in the house, and also found out Script had been put in charge of Celestia's army, so now Midnight and Script are both in charge of both armies. And we met Frostmane, the commander. The pups got armor.
The liaison.
The liaison. Yes.
Liaison.
Liaison. Never mind. And then Script pointed out that Midnight doesn't know how to fight. And at that point, in a weird coincidence, Lupina grabbed her through a portal. Showed her what was going on in her world, in her city, kingdom, where they were building spaceships, because Lupina still had the thing she took from the other world, and then took her to Night, who clearly needed to be told off because she was still being at her tyrannical self, disobeying orders and attacking her commanders, and
which didn't end well for her.
Nope, because although Night is an extension of Midnight, she spent most of her time as a pup, so doesn't actually know how to hunt or fight or any of that. She has always relied on someone else or her ability to... She has quite the silver tongue with some people. So, yeah. She kind of got beaten up and had to be chewed out by Midnight a bit. And now Midnight and Night and Rosalia are now about to go off training with this new wolf that has come in, who's way too much like Pinkie Pie, but Midnight can already tell, yeah, no, this Pinkie Pie attitude is totally a farce. She is so a lot more dangerous than she's showing to be.
The thing is, that new wolf that Midnight is mentioning there, her name is Berta. And she came in, basically hugged everyone in a group hug, and was totally happy to see everyone, and was talking about roasting marshmallows on a campfire while singing songs. But while she was doing that, Midnight noticed that this wolf was... basically her entire chest was plastered with medallions.
Yeah.
So she basically has every combat medallion that the Lupine Empire could ever give out, and then some. And some of those medallions Lupina simply invented to give to her because she had, run out of medallions to give.
You know, she could have just not given her another medal, right?
She could have, but Lupina is someone who gives credit where credit is due.
Fair enough.
Let me give me a moment. I have to respond to someone.
Ooh, bacon pizza. Chaos Hoodie, you speak my language. Bacon pizza.
No.
What?
Love.
What? I'm not gonna buy it. You can't buy bacon pizza.
You can buy bacon ribs in Ireland.
You mean ribs? Yeah, but...
However...
Bacon.
You can get bacon pizza here, actually.
Ooh, noted.
So, the setting that we have right now, because I kind of have to improvise here, is that our dear Midnight is sitting in a room at a table with Night next to her. Both of you are dressed in standard military slacks. And on the opposite side of the table sits Lupina.
Okay.
The room is rather plain. No real decorations. Naked walls. And the only furniture in there are the cushions you're sitting on and the table. The room has 3 doors. All of which, however, are behind Lupina. And no windows.
So, explain what's going to happen. Also, shouldn't you be getting ready for war?
Oh, don't worry. The preparations can spare me for a few hours.
So you've come to watch our suffering?
She smirks at Night. If I really wanted you to suffer, I'd go into the ring with you.
Only 'cause Midnight's told me what you're like.
She raises an eyebrows and looks over at you, Midnight.
She might have, well, overheard me telling Script about your training session with me last time.
You mean my evaluation of your hunting capabilities?
Yeah.
That was not training, Midnight. However, today your training starts. However, and she looks very intently at you, Midnight. I have received word from one of your pups.
What?
A pup by the name of Ramo Sky.
Oh? What is it?
She grabs, like, behind her into a pouch that she's wearing around her waist and pulls out a piece of paper. Then summons reading glasses, puts them on her snout, and starts reading out the piece of paper. Dear Mother, don't worry. Have gone off on a diplomacy mission. We'll be back in a week. Signed, Ramo Sky.
Whoa. Doesn't... Where?
Doesn't say.
They're getting far too independent. They don't tell me anything. They're taking far too much after their father.
Well, if what my dear brother tells me is true, your other pups are also very busy.
What are they doing?
And she waves a paw, summoning a very big stack of paper on the table. Part of this are equipment requisition requests from Pixie Cotton.
Pixie?
Yes.
Wow, she's busy.
And Lupina picks up one of them and hands it to you.
Takes a look.
It reads, requisition request for a Balefire egg launcher.
Balefire egg launcher?
A Balefire egg. A kind of grenade, you might say.
I guess that much, but why?
Beats me.
She's gonna have far too much fun with this war, I fear.
She hands you another one.
Hands it back. Are you going to give her all this?
I have not decided yet. I was going to ask you. You're her mother.
I don't know. It's war. We don't know what we're gonna come up against.
She also requested the transfer of a whole platoon of ponies under her command.
Wait, shouldn't that go to me and not her? You? Or her father?
Who do you think redirected that stuff to me? Because you're here.
Why does she want a platoon of ponies?
What somehow worries me is that she also requested the use of our cybernetics lab.
Okay, hell no. I'll have to talk to her about all this, because I understand that it's war, but we have to have limits. At least some.
Well, right now that cybernetics lab is mostly used to produce, prosthetics. If needed.
Which is fair. I suggest... we'll discuss the platoon and the cybernetics later. Is the rest just weapons?
Lupina browses through the papers for a moment. Then takes out 2. Except these 2. The rest is just guns, cannons, tanks, some magical artifacts.
Takes the 2 that she's holding. What's this?
One is a request form for a chaos diamond. The other is a request for the control wristband to control Discord.
There's a control wristband to control Discord?
As far as I know, there isn't such a thing, but Pixie seems to think so.
I think the control mechanism is a simple pony named Fluttershy. Well, that's a definite no. Discord gem? What's that all about?
A chaos diamond. A gem that is infused with the energy from the Draconicus dimension.
Yeah, no, not happening. I'm not having that in anyone. I don't want to create something that will get into someone else, that could get into someone else's paws, claws, hooves, whatever.
There is actually only one of them in existence here. And that one is in my possession.
Yeah, no, you keep it highly secured.
Under my pillow.
Looks at Lupina slightly, like, really?
She smirks at you, exposing one fang.
I shouldn't be surprised. For all I know, you probably keep most things underneath your bed.
She looks away innocently.
Uh-huh, noted. Script has the curatorium, you have... Which artifact do I pull out from under the bed?
You could have a look if you ever find my bedroom.
Huh, that's a point. I don't know where that is.
And then Lupina looks over at Night. You have been awfully silent the entire time.
Eh. This is paperwork. Boring.
Paperwork that could get you what you want. So, is there anything you want to request while I'm at it?
The best armor you got.
The best army or armor?
Both.
Lupina raises an eyebrow and then waves a paw, summoning a suit of silverish armor that is kind of having a bluish shimmer.
Me likey.
Just be careful with it.
Why?
We had to extract the bones of the last wearer.
Wait. Does that mean it's stronger than your last armor? Because according to Mid, that got trashed.
It is not stronger, but it has an enchantment on it that prevents you from taking it off. Ever.
Oh. So basically the trick that you pulled on Midnight. Hey.
The difference being that my armor can be removed whenever I want. So, and she points at the closed muzzle of the helmet, this shall be a problem.
So I can't talk or rip out the hearts of my enemies with my teeth?
Or eat, for that matter.
Ah. Yeah, maybe not then. I mean, theoretically, I'm still immortal. Ish. Haven't tried to go without eating.
You shouldn't.
Eh.
And she waves a paw and summons another set that is golden in color.
Ooh. Bit tacky, but not bad.
This one also has a downside, my love.
What?
Let's just say it depends on how physically strong you are. The problem is that not even my claws can cut through it. But it has 10 times the weight of a normal armor.
Oh. Gotcha. Goes over and pokes it. Knight goes over.
It falls over and leaves a little bit of a crater in the floor.
Okay, I'm not that strong. But you didn't hear me say it.
Lupina very discreetly lets dictaphone disappear behind her back. Before waving her paw a third time, summoning a set of pure black armor with golden highlights.
Ooh. Knight runs over to it. Now this I like. Wait, what's the downside?
No enchantments.
So it's basically just strong armor.
Yes.
Okay, I'll go with this one. Besides, I don't need enchantments.
It's your funeral. And you, Knight?
What?
Midnight, I mean. Midnight.
Well, I don't know. I mean, don't I have armor?
You have one of Lily's sets, as far as I remember.
Yeah. I mean, I guess I can't use Lily's.
As I said, one of Lily's sets.
Oh. Well, Midnight doesn't... will still say something like, I guess I can't use Lily's.
Lupina looks at you, then is like, what would you say about your very own?
Well, I wouldn't say no. Midnight grins. Besides, you know how hard it is to find anything that fits a wolf in the pony world?
Lupina chuckles, then turns serious and plucks out one of her own hairs.
Huh?
Then she places it on your nose, telling you to stay still.
Does so, slightly looking at it cross-eyed.
As you watch, the hair liquefies.
That's freaky.
And starts to run over your body in a silverish shimmer.
Stays still, but is slightly freaked out.
A few seconds later, it's all over and you're wearing a completely form-fitting suit of armor.
Looks down at the armor. This is cool! But how did you do that? Wait, why am I surprised?
Lupina just points at herself. Avatar of War.
So you can create... Wait! Why did I not get one from you?
Lupina just raises her eyebrow. You didn't ask.
Neither did she!
Lupina, sticks out her tongue at Knight.
People call you a queen.
Lupina suddenly stands right in front of Knight, looking down on her, because she's considerably larger than Knight. With her ears laid back, one side of her fangs bared, and asks, "Did you say something?"
Knight slightly backs up. No. And doesn't meet her gaze.
Didn't think so. And Lupina walks back over to the table. But as she leaves, a pair of paw protectors are left behind where she was standing.
Paw protectors?
Like shoes.
Oh. For Knight?
Mm-hmm.
Knight looks down at them, then looks back at Lupina, and then quickly jumps into them.
And they fit like a glove.
Cool. Thanks, Grandma.
Lupina doesn't acknowledge that at all, just smiles slightly.
So, when are we gonna get this started? When's the creepy pony coming back? Oh, creepy wolf.
And suddenly, Knight feels like a tap on her shoulder.
She looks around.
She doesn't see anyone on her height.
Looks confused.
And then her muzzle is suddenly seized by a paw and forced downwards.
Jumps back. Hey! No grabbing my muzzle! Looks down.
I'm going to decide what I'm going to do with you! And Berta is standing there. Also, recruit, who are you calling creepy?
Knight's eyes sort of widen at realization that this isn't what she was like earlier. Never mind.
And
Midnight gets up.
Lupina smirks.
Midnight also gets up and is like, immediately starts saying, subconsciously goes to sort of an attention stance. And is like, oh crap.
And then Berta is looking at Midnight, then at Lupina. She bows before Lupina.
Mm-hmm.
Lupina nods her head in acknowledgement. And then she raises an eyebrow at Midnight.
Sorry. Hi. Sorry. Realizes what
Why
she's doing.
are you still standing there, recruit? Get in line!
Does so. Panicking.
And so you stand next to Knight.
Night. Yeah.
And Lupina then waves a paw, transporting all four of you into the arena.
Midnight doesn't move her head, but looks around with her eyes.
There are no spectators. The arena is completely empty, except for you four. And Lupina walks over to the sidelines, sitting down. While the little wolf, Berta, starts pacing up and down in front of you and Knight. So, I am tasked with training the two of you. Did you two have any kind of basic training?
No. Not really. Nah. Midnight wouldn't let me.
And yeah. Any kind of hunting experience?
Plenty. At least in the Everfree Forest.
Child's play.
Midnight slightly frowns at that, but stays quiet.
So I'm dealing with two absolute greenhorns here. Do I see this correctly?
Don't know what a greenhorn is, but yes.
She jumps back a little bit, taking a position about 20 feet away from you two. Facing both of you. Taking off her uniform jacket. And with her magic, summons up a hat. Which she puts on her head.
Mm-hmm.
And then she fastens a little buckle under her chin.
Mm-hmm.
The hat kind of looks like one of the Boy Scouts. Kind of like a Boy Scout hat. And then she looks at both of you very, very sternly and says, "Now, both of you! You have 5 minutes to try and get this head off my head!"
By any means necessary?
And then she looks over at Lupina, who shakes her head. And then looks at you again. "Without using your freaky creation magic!"
Knight slightly chuckles. Nah, 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 nah. Wait, does that mean she can use her Lupina Carne magic?
Yes, but don't forget that you're facing a Lupina Arcane.
I know. Probably one with a lot more magical ability, as you've told me. Okay. Knight chuckles. Alright. Let's get this over with. Charges at her.
Berta lets her come close and then hits her in the face with her tail so strongly that she flies to the other end of the arena.
What the fur? How can you do that?
Berta just smirks. In a fight, don't complain! Fight!
Midnight takes a fighting stance, then turns to Night. Dude, didn't you see the armor, the medal she had? This isn't a simple drill instructor. Then starts zigzagging towards her, trying to just not make her realize where she's coming from. I don't know.
Her eyes do not even follow you. They only stare in the general direction from where you're coming.
Midnight jumps over her, trying to grab the hat as she does.
As you jump, you feel someone biting down on your tail, pulling you down to the ground and slamming you against the nearest wall, which is 40 feet away.
Heh heh. Night, not helping.
Is that all you can do?
Midnight looks at Night. Night? Remember when we used to play Find the Beaver? Alright. Night gets up and starts running in circles around her. Well, runs over and starts running in circles. As with Midnight.
Mm-hmm. And Berta just while you're running in circles around her, charges the circle.
What does that mean?
She basically tackles one of you.
Which one?
Night.
Okay. Night holds on to her as hard as she can, while Midnight jumps on top.
And you suddenly realize that you two are hugging each other.
Wait, what? We both look round.
Just for the chat, I wanted to do character sheets and dice, but yeah, people didn't want that. So. So, yeah, you're hugging each other, and Berta is again standing where she was standing before.
Okay, how can you move that fast?
Teleport.
She teleported. Ugh. They scramble off each other, grimacing. Then Midnight had a thought. She grabs onto the hat using magic.
And you suddenly feel a pull on the magic strand that you're using to try and pull the hat. The hat.
Ah.
That pulls you towards Berta, putting you muzzle to muzzle with her. Nice try, recruit.
Midnight shrugs. Worth a shot. And Night also while that's happening, tries to grab the hat as well.
And Berta sees her coming and puts a paw on the top of her head and slams it into the ground.
While she's doing that, Midnight whips her with her tail.
And she whips you back, knocking you back a few feet.
Okay. Admittedly, I am looking forward to learning how to whip people with my tail properly.
And as you come back to your feet, Night impacts on you as Berta throws her at you.
I forget, how much experience does Midnight have with Lupin magic?
You can summon a small cloud.
Yeah.
You can teleport. You can grab stuff. And I think that's about it. Oh, and you can infuse your eyes with magic to see in the dark.
That was it. Yeah, that was another one. I was thinking there's something else. Okay. Midnight looks at Night for a second. Night, remember what I told you about Lupin magic? Yeah? What about it? You don't use it often enough. But let's try a new trick. Night immediately catches on to what she's thinking. Alright. If this doesn't work, blaming you. Midnight simply nods. And they both disappear.
Berta looks around, but she stays still.
And Night falls on top of her.
So you teleported above her.
She teleported above her.
Okay. Berta immediately rolls, grabs a paw of yours, and throws you off her back.
And Midnight appears right beside her, rips the hat off. Please work, please work, please work, please work, please work.
Mm-mm.
Damn it! Come on!
Night appears next to her, you said.
Midnight.
Midnight, okay. So she threw Night. Okay, Night teleported above her.
Yeah, that's what I said. Night teleported above her.
Okay, then I misunderstood. Okay. So you appear right next to her.
Mm-hmm.
And you do grab something. But it is not a hat.
What is it?
Let's just say, as you yank on it to get it off, Lupina looks down at you and is like, "Why are you pulling on my tail?"
Midnight looks around, is like, what?
She teleported you over to Lupina when she noticed the pulse of your magic.
Midnight is like, damn it, I need to learn this. Teleports away and again. Night disappears as well. Again, frustrated. And they both teleport her in front of her. And are like, seriously? That's just annoying.
You want me to show you what is really annoying?
They suddenly look at each other and like, oh, shoot. No?
And you notice that one of Berta's blue eyes is turning yellow. And the round iris turns into a more serpentine slit.
They take a step back.
Running away from the enemy, are you?
No, just surprised and gathering our thoughts.
From the corner of your eye, you can see that Lupina's fur is slightly... Her hackles are raising.
Her hackles?
The fur on the back of her neck.
Oh, okay. Midnight immediately recognizes something's wrong. I'm sorry, sir. I'm sorry, ma'am. We shouldn't have heckled you.
She just keeps standing there, but now she also has her fangs bared. Growling lowly.
Knight sort of is confused. Wait a second.
What does Knight want to think about?
You know when we said annoying, we actually just meant the magic you have and his abilities are way beyond ours, and we weren't expecting this to be this hard. Partly because, you know, we're dumb. We're not used to people with your experience. Seriously, you have so much power, it's quite incredible. You're barely batting an eyelid at us. We're used to fighting, you know, deers, rodents, and maybe a timber wolf or two.
She charges Knight.
Knight disappears.
And she switches targets to Midnight.
Midnight realizes disappearing is not a good idea, so she jumps out of the way.
The moment you jump out of the way, Berta uses her claws to swipe at you. But because you jump out of the way, she misses. And the sheer force of the attack, without even hitting it, rips the wall behind you apart.
Midnight's eyes widen and is like, oh crap.
And she comes after you again.
Midnight. Panic, brain's freezing. She I don't know, jumps out of the way again.
And again, a wall is ripped apart.
Night appears and boops her nose. And disappears again.
Which makes her stop in her tracks for a moment in confusion. Wrinkling her nose. Don't boop the wolf!
Midnight appears again, and boops her again, and disappears.
You notice that her second eye is also turning.
Night, stop aggravating her! Night appears beside Lupina. What? It's fun!
Lupina looks down at Night. You know, I'm not here to observe you, but to keep you from dying.
Oh, that explains a few things. So, any tips to calm her down?
Knock her out.
Huh. But without creation powers. Brilliant. Alright. She disappears.
Not so hard if you observe your opponent.
Okay, she's mainly charging her and swiping, which causes her claw thing to the force alone to smash into a wall and destroy a wall. So I'm not strategic.
Also, while she's charging, her eyes are completely fixed on her target.
Gotcha. Midnight calls to Night. Night! Boop her again! Knight appears and boops her, and then teleports a few feet away. Well, to the other side of the arena. Why'd you want me to do that?
Berta turns to Knight and throws sand from the arena at her.
Knight
at her face.
Knight throws her paw up to stop it.
And while that sand is flying, Berta charges.
Midnight sees that and charges and runs beside her before leaping up and slamming her whole weight into her head.
Basically making Berta hit the dust with her snout first.
Yes.
Berta's eyes look up at you, her face half buried in the sand. And she looks quite angry.
And Midnight just jumps on her head again. With Knight.
Her tail whips up, grabs Midnight, and pulls her off. Then stands up with Knight still standing on her head. That, I must admit, was not too bad, recruit.
Midnight blinks slightly. Thank you?
Don't flatter yourself. Could have been much better.
Agreed there.
And then she looks up at Knight, who's still standing on her head. You going to stand there all day?
No. And she disappears with the hat!
Yes, she does.
And appears next to Midnight. Slightly swirling, like, tossing it in her paw.
And Berta smirks, looking at Knight. Producing a similar hat in her own paw.
Wait, what?
Does Knight maybe inspect the hat that she's holding?
Yeah, takes a look.
She's holding a rock.
Wait, what? But, how? How?
Berta smirks. Very good attempt, recruit. Very good, I must admit that.
Midnight is also confused. But the hat disappeared from your head. I'm confused. Did you take it while she was teleporting? What?
I did, and then cast an illusion spell on that rock.
Fair enough. I need to learn Lupin and magic a lot better.
You hear a loud woof, oomph noise from the other side of the arena.
Looks over.
You see Lupina sitting there, and she has summoned a tome that is higher than herself.
A what?
A tome. A book.
What's that? Oh, a book. Okay. Midnight is confused, but looks back at... what was her name again?
Berta.
Berta? What's all that about?
Berta rolls her eyes. which are now slowly turning back to normal, by the way. I think Our Majesty is trying to tell me that maybe I should give you the manual to read before we do something like this.
There's a manual?
Combat Basics Manual, yes.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, I should read that.
And Berta then points at the books that Lupin has summoned.
Wait, that's huge! I have to read it!
You don't have to.
Oh?
I can also beat it into your head.
I'll go get my reading chair. She disappears. And appears back with a small but comfy looking stool.
And Berta walks over to where she left her uniform jacket. Takes off the hat, puts the jacket back on, and then out of the pockets of her jacket pulls a huge pack of marshmallows.
Wait, let me guess. Roasting s'mores over an open fire?
So, now that that's done, who wants marshmallows?
Midnight smirks. I'll do it. Night comes over as well. Yeah, why not? But first, Night walks over to Lupina. Can I have that book?
Lupina just pushes it over to Night.
Night manages to just about lift it with her magic to bring it over and sat it in front of her chair, her little stool.
Which basically still means that the book is towering over her.
Night sort of grimaces. Yeah, this is... I wish the pups were still smaller than me. They're too grown up. And this makes me feel worse.
Lupina comes walking over, laying down on one side of the campfire that Berta has, in the meantime, lit. You shouldn't feel too bad, Night.
Why? I can only grow whenever midnight feels like it.
But you forget one thing. All of them also have a downside to them. Just as I.
Yeah, I know. Still, count your blessings, eh?
Exactly.
By the way, Mid.
No, go ahead.
By the way, Mid, have you dealt with that thingamabob yet? Because seriously, I'm gonna turn monstrous if you don't. Midnight shrugs. Not yet. Haven't been able to get to the dimension. But don't worry, I will. I need you as this midnight, not big monstrous night. Though it could be helpful, I doubt you'd be able to think straight.
And while you guys are talking, Berta is humming to herself, roasting marshmallows over the fire.
Hey, Berta. Miss, do you know a pony by the name of Pinkie Pie by any chance?
Pinkie Pie. She looks at the bag of marshmallows. I think I bought those marshmallows from her. Why?
Really? Just curious. You're very similar in some ways.
Funny that you might say that. You're not the first one to say that. Not even today.
Fair enough. May I have a marshmallow?
She holds like a stick with a roasted marshmallow into your direction.
Takes it.
Just as you want to grab it, she pulls it away. Try to take it.
Is this how it's
kidding.
always... Takes it.
She gives it to you.
Good. And none of the marshmallow. While Knight is trying to speed read the manual.
A book with over 5 million pages. That will be quite the accomplishment.
I said trying. I didn't say succeeding.
But yeah, a lot of the tricks Berta was using in there against you are explained in that book.
Yeah, you might want to give it to me, love. IRL.
Oh, I'll give it to you IRL whenever you want to.
Love, think of the children. Anyway. Nothing.
So you're sitting at the campfire. Lupina, by the way, also eating a marshmallow. So she only takes very small bites out of hers.
Midnight looks over at her muzzle slightly marshmallowy. So, question. Just curious, because I know you. How badly did we do?
Who are you asking, Lupina or Berta?
Lupina.
Lupina looks at Berta, then shrugs. Well, you're still alive.
That's what you said last time. And last time you didn't even think I'd do that.
This time I was here to make sure that you stayed alive.
Isn't that what you did last time as well?
Yes. Though last time I took out the enemies that you could not. This time I made sure that the enemy you faced did not go overboard. And Berta just doesn't say anything to that, just munches into her tense marshmallow.
Looks at Berta. You are impressive.
Berta swallows and looks at you. Well, I would hope so. I once... And then she looks over at Lupina. Am I allowed to tell her? And Lupina nods. Well, you see, during the war, I once had a little scrap with that white sunbutt.
Midnight sputters out, and Night looks up quite surprised. You fought Celestia?
Yep.
Please tell me you wiped the floor with her.
Not quite. She was the one running in the end, but I was the one who had to be carried off the battlefield.
That's still impressive. Incredibly impressive.
And Lupina looks at the two of you. To be precise, if it wasn't for my creation magic, she would be dead.
So, different question. What's with the eye thing?
I'm a berserker.
Midnight looks blankly at her. What's a berserker?
A berserker. I use my magic to amplify my physical talents.
Okay, but that doesn't explain you going Dragon Eye on us.
That is one of the indications that I'm using it.
Oh.
If my fur starts to change color, you better run.
What color does it change to?
No comment.
I'm just curious if it's the
No
same as...
comment.
Okay. Gotcha. Not white, then.
And you hear Lupina chuckle a little bit.
Knight suddenly smirks as well. Embarrassing one. Gotcha.
And suddenly she looks at Knight with both her eyes slitted.
No comment.
She hides behind the book.
And then she turns her eyes back and starts eating the next marshmallow.
Midnight thinks for a second. So, why? Are you going to be in the war as well?
Can't.
Why not?
I'm no longer on active duty.
You seem fit and able.
She looks over at Lupina, then looks at you.
Take it up with Her Highness.
Midnight looks at Lupina.
A berserker cannot always control who she is attacking.
Ah.
The one time Berta fought Celestia was also her last official battle because she wiped out her entire own squad as well.
Oh, gotcha.
Nothing I'm proud of.
Midnight smiles sadly. That I can understand.
And that's why the martial art of berserkerdom has been outlawed in our kingdom. Which is why I am one of the last, I think, 6 or 7.
It's a shame to lose such a... Sounds like an ancient thing, but it makes sense why you would.
Look, that art of fighting was invented for wolves who would then be brought behind enemy lines.
And set loose.
Exactly.
Yeah, never mind. That sounds awful.
It is effective.
What's effective and what is right is not necessarily the same thing.
Agreed there, but that is the reason why I am not allowed to fight.
Knight looks up slightly. But you're training us?
I'm not going to teach you how to do it.
Well, I'm guessing it's to do with strings, isn't it? And putting the magic into yourself and all the muscles and stuff.
Not even closely.
Yeah. Noted. Knight goes back to the book.
And Lupina summons another bag of marshmallows. Handing them over to Berta, who immediately starts roasting them over the open fire.
Midnight smirks. Now this is something I want to do with the pups sometime.
And right on cue, you feel a burst of magic from behind you.
Looks around.
you see Pixie Cotton.
Pixie?
Wearing her black armor, but not her helmet.
Pixie, what are you doing here?
Hi, Mom! Then she looks over at Lupina. I'm still waiting on the requisition forms.
We need to talk about that. Why on earth do you want a battalion of ponies? And why on earth do you want access to their cybernetics lab?
Well, duh, cybernetic ponies.
Not happening.
Why?
You don't experiment on other living beings.
I can always change them back after.
No, you can't.
Yes, I can.
Not the mental repercussions.
Nah, they're psychologists for that.
No.
Is that a definite no?
That is an utter, complete, never gonna happen no. And if I catch you doing it anyways, there's going to be hell to pay.
Do I have to ask Dad?
He will answer the same thing. And no going behind your mother's back to ask your father. Or vice versa. If one of us says no, we both say no. Understood?
He kind of said the same thing.
Mm-hmm. As for the other weapons, I understand you want to be well prepared, but try not to go overboard. We don't know what we're going to be facing.
Seriously, Mom, how overboard can I go?
You wanted a platoon of ponies to experiment on.
You call that going overboard? And she waves a paw. She waves a paw. And a machine in the size of a beer case appears between you. It is a box, completely sealed off, made out of lead, with a nuclear danger sign on it.
No.
That is what I call going overboard.
Agreed. Enough. Get it out of here.
And she makes it disappear.
And that better not have gone completely away.
Don't worry, it's in my armory.
What am I? Also, you wanted a chaos gem?
Yes. Because
No.
wiring that to this bomb would create a wonderful explosion.
No.
Why?
We're trying to save the multiverse, not destroy it.
You can't make an omelette without breaking eggs, Mom.
Yes, I know. But, guess what? Burning down an entire forest does not make it grow back better. You destroy parts, and then it grows back better.
And she kind of rolls her eyes. You and the forest metaphors again.
Can you blame me? I grew up in the forest.
And
You
I
grew up
grew up in a mansion.
Yeah. Maybe one of these days I'll just throw you in another dimension, seal you there, and let you live in the forest for a bit. With no magic.
She rolls her eyes. Been there, done that.
Look, hun, please. I understand you are quite excited for this war, but you don't know what war's like.
I'm pretty sure I do.
It's not necessarily the person with the biggest weapons that wins.
But the person with the biggest weapons has the best chance.
And the fact is, hon, we don't have the biggest weapon.
And then she kind of looks over at Lupina, raising an eyebrow. Then
What?
looks back at you.
Looks at Lupina. Why did she look at you?
I think she's referring to me.
You're our greatest weapon?
Lupina just raises both eyebrows at you. Avatar of War.
Yeah, no offense, but we're going against a fifths that have taken over universes. And the only reason we defeated the last one was through teamwork and Lily having a bomb on her.
Which I still do not agree with.
Agreed there. She told me a completely different plan.
That's
But
my
turns out-
girl.
She turns back to Pixie. Pixie, we don't have the biggest weapon, not physically. Lupina has limits. We all do. But we do have one thing that seems to work. It may cost, but it seems to work. And it's not nuclear weapons, it's not cybernetic ponies. It's the most cliche thing in the whole of Equestria and beyond.
She
And I
just
think
looks at you.
You know what it is.
And then she pulls out a gun. This thing?
No.
She
Friendship.
pulls out... She pulls... As you say friendship, she pulls out a bazooka.
No! Friendship.
Hey, I call this thing friendship.
Friendship, love, family. That's what's going to help us win. And it's through sticking together. Slight flashback to the other midnight she saw with the Overfather. And staying like that we're going to win. In the end.
You know, you really missed your calling, Mom.
What do you mean?
You should have become a soap opera writer.
And you should just work with Celestia in her army.
Are you kidding me?
What?
I'm already spending more time with that nag than I'm spending at home.
You could spend time here with me if you want.
No thanks.
What? You don't want training alongside your big mother?
No offense, Mom. And then she leans in. But when it comes to fighting, you're kind of a greenhorn.
What is a greenhorn?
A beginner. A noob.
Yes, I get that part, but why greenhorn?
Wet behind the ears, greenhorn. Those are just synonyms for beginner.
I've never heard of it. Ever.
Wow.
Anyway. Maybe you could help show me a thing or two?
Pixie looks over at Berta, who just now notices Pixie.
Then, oh, hi, Pixie. Back for more?
Midnight looks between the two. Wait, what the hell?
Yeah, Mom. I already went through her basic training.
Looks at
Good
Lupin.
luck.
Midnight looks at Lupin. Did you put my daughter through basic training without telling me?
Actually, she requested that.
I repeat, you put my daughter through basic training without telling me?
All of them, actually.
You put my children through basic training without telling me?
I'm telling you now.
No communication. The 5, the 10, the 9 of you. No communication.
To be fair, they asked that I kept it confidential.
Why?
They didn't want to make you feel bad, I suppose.
I would have joined them.
Pixie pats you on the back.
Good luck, Mom. You're gonna need it.
Go back to your father or whatever you're doing.
Okay, I'll go back to my doomsday device. See you later, Mom.
No!
And she disappears.
She's gonna blow up this entire universe one day.
And as she disappears, a slip of paper falls to the ground.
Picks it up.
Do you also look at it?
Yes. That's what I meant by picking up and looking at it. Sorry.
It depicts a round object that has a lot of spikes around it and an arrow that points to one of them with the writing detonator.
Mm-hmm.
And the headline over it reads Big Boom.
I'm gonna have to... Looks at Lupina. What do I do?
Well, if she was my daughter, I would simply lock her up in a pocket dimension.
Does that work?
It
For how
did,
long?
Lily. Well, let's just say Lily is older than she looks. Because the pocket dimension I locked her up in, which was actually of my dear brother's making, had the time move almost at a rate that was 1,000 times faster than normal.
So for you, she was gone like a day. For her,
5
she was...
minutes.
Okay. How long was it for her?
1,000 years.
Did she have her magic?
No. And she was very apologetic once I let her out again. Works wonders.
Was that Script or Morphus?
Script.
I thought so. You said brother, but I assumed Script.
I should still have that gem somewhere. Do you want it?
Yes, please.
And she summons a small, elongated red gem.
Takes it. I'm gonna have to talk with Script.
Just press it onto the one you want to trap in it. Works
Noted.
every time.
Wait, what did Lily do to get trapped in this?
She threw a temper tantrum.
What age was she?
25.
Oh. What about?
Her favorite theater show being cancelled.
Wait, first off, that's it. Second off, she threw a tantrum over that? How spoiled was she?
You must imagine with our lifespan, 25 is not very old.
Yeah. Does that mean I'm still a pup. It does mean I'm still a pup.
Basically.
Why?
You are on the verge of adulthood. However, her temper tantrum killed my entire council.
Ew. Yeah, then that makes sense.
So I had to enact punishment.
Knight suddenly looks up. Wait, don't you dare send me there. I haven't done anything in years.
And Lupina just pets her on the head. And scratches her behind the ears a little bit.
Knight can't help but slightly wag her tail at that.
And then she, Lupina picks her up in a hug and puts her between her legs while she keeps petting her.
Knight doesn't move. She just wags her tail slightly and brings the book over to read. You really love petting her, don't you?
What gives you that idea?
You're holding her like she's your daughter.
Lupina looks down. Maybe. Guilty pleasure of mine, you might say. What, are you jealous?
Midnight blushes and looks away. No.
And then she pulls you over, puts you right next to Night, and scratches you behind the ears as well.
Midnight can't help but blush and wag her tail a little. Mom, stop! Tries to walk away.
And you can't. Lupina's just too big.
Midnight keeps wriggling.
I'll be right back.
Okay.
In the meantime, Night and Midnight can enjoy pets.
I hope you're all enjoying. That got slightly hairy there. I understand, AJ, what you mean by while fun, the opiness of the lupine is a little, yeah, I understand that. Yeah. Don't worry. Lupin and Carnite, although they have magic, which is simpler and faster, they do have weaknesses. Like, if the only problem is right now that Midnight doesn't know and isn't trained enough to know, and I cannot think fighty-wise in how to stop things like that, so it'll be a bit more difficult. Yellow horns. I've never heard of yellow horns. Button mash mom says no. Every mom says no. Yeah. Duh. So yeah, this is fun. This is fun. Ramos Sky is sending me stuff. Wonder what Ivar's up to. Ivar and Silver Star. They're the two that haven't come up today yet. And sadly, Rosalia is off. Doing her own thing. Training like crazy. Because training is fun. So hi is everyone. no, I agree, AJ, that both me and Visual are writers. We do know that the Lupin incarnate, they need a weakness. And yeah, the only problem is really Midnight doesn't know how to fight. And so, although Midnight is actually quite OP, she doesn't use the magic that she can. Her weakness would be the same as the Fifth's. Since she is in physical form, she can be killed. Much like Lupin and the others. It's just a bit more difficult. But yeah. I have to admit, I like marshmallows. Marshmallows are good. Well, a pocket world is a dimension that is just another dimension. So it would be the same as just going to another dimension. The only difference is that it can be, the dimension is in a gem, which is in a pocket. Midnight's pocket, to be more exact. Midnight's gonna have to get used to wearing this armor. She's not used to wearing many clothes. She does have a, her normal cloak and headband, but the headband is basically clipped into her hair, I think. I haven't exactly figured out how that's attached. And her cloak just sort of wraps around her neck. So wearing something that actually wraps around your entire body is going to be weird for her. Don't forget, guys, we have... oh, yeah, I'm actually designing some new possible stickers and possible t-shirts and stuff, because we now have vectors for visual. Not many, but some, and it's going to be awesome. Awesome. So I have to make a decision on what I am going to do with them. And I've already made a little booping picture. So maybe the next one will be Midnight booping script and be like, boops. But yeah. We shall see. So don't forget, we've got a Teespring and a Patreon. Well, we've got 2 Patreons actually. One for Midnight and one for Visual. So, if you want to support both of us for only one of us, whichever you want, please go ahead.
And I'm also back.
Yeah, I noticed because the thing started moving. The mouse. Oh, okay. So, Midnight and Script. Midnight and Night are... Well, Night is reading and getting pets, and Midnight is very embarrassed and trying to get away from pets.
Yeah. And Lupina just keeps you there, petting you. As you are sitting there trying to get away from pets, you see, by the way, Berta has, while this is going on, taken her leave silently.
Oh, okay.
She kind of has to rest. She's not the youngest anymore. And as you're sitting there, a dimensional portal is opening at the other side of the campfire.
Midnight shakes from her embarrassment and looks up at Lupina and then at the portal. Are you doing that?
I'm certainly not. She stops petting the both of you and kind of takes a ready stance.
Midnight also gets up and takes a ready stance. Night just looks, sighs, puts the book back to the side of the, just on the ground, gets up, and is like, oh, great, what now?
And out walks Ramo Sky. Hi, ma'am.
Ramo? What are you doing here?
I brought someone.
Who?
And out walks Nightfall.
Oh, hi, Nightfall.
Nightfall just kind of looks at you blankly.
Hello?
Nightfall starts for a minute, and he says, "Oh, yes, hello, ma'am."
You okay?
Yes, ma'am.
Ma'am, you might realize this is not your Nightfall.
Wait, it's not?
And Ramo face paws as the dimensional portal collapses behind him.
Wait, Ramo, where were you? What diplomatic mission were you on? And second off, who put you on a diplomatic mission?
I did myself, duh. And I thought if you want to, work with the light side worlds, it might be good to reach out to them.
That was a plan in the works, but next time, please just tell me. Everything. Do not become your father. And your aunt. And your other uncle. And your other aunt.
To which Lupina kind of bops you on the head.
Hey!
She just looks at you innocently.
Midnight rolls her eyes. Well then, nice to meet you. We're gonna have to think of a different name for you. Two Nightfalls is going to be difficult, so... Do you have a nickname we could call you by?
Well, ma'am, you could simply refer to me as Lieutenant.
That works. Well, welcome, Lieutenant. So... How'd it go? And... Are you here to help?
Yes. Yes, ma'am, I have been sent to help.
And to apparently escort me back.
What happened?
Let's just say that me appearing right in the middle of the council chamber was not, well, they freaked a little.
Council chamber?
Yes.
They made a... Wait, who's in the council?
You should have seen it, ma'am. Seriously. There were like 100 different versions of you.
What?
Mm-hmm.
Wait. From all different dimensions?
Well, some were absent, apparently.
So wait, someone's already started this whole thing?
Eons ago, as far as I can see. And as far as they told me.
So, are we joining them, or are they joining us? I'm confused.
They want him, and he points at Nightfall, to have a look around and discuss terms.
Terms for what?
For our joining.
Okay. Question. Why haven't they never reached out to other dimensions where the fifth hasn't taken over?
Ramo just shrugs.
Looks at Nightfall.
Nightfall sort of raises his hooves in a sort of... I don't know.
Because this slightly contradicts what the Overmother told me. She said asking for help has never happened.
Well, ma'am, maybe asking for help never happened, but as you can clearly see, joining has.
Huh. Looks at Lupina.
Lupina just looks suspiciously at Nightfall.
Yeah. No offense, but I don't quite well believe all this.
Come on, ma'am. He made the trip over here to, have a look around, to, see if we are fit to join them in their council.
Fit to join? What necessarily means... What do you need to be fit to join?
Look, ma'am, I don't know what you're trying to get out. I was sent over here to verify that everything is in working order. He kind of looks around. All the rest of this information is well above my pay grade, ma'am.
Okay, you're a very, very different Nightfall than our Nightfall. He's a lot more loosey-goosey. Just tell me what the qualifications are. That can't be beyond your pay grade.
That is not, ma'am. The qualifications are basically the fifth doesn't have control over your world, and otherwise your world is in fairly good condition. As in, no world-ending apocalypses or anything. Other than that...
Fair enough. Looks at...
And then Ramo moves over to you.
Yeah?
And does this whole dramatic movement. May I present the fifths?
Hi. Yeah. I'm the fifth. Well, one of them.
Nightfall just just sort of stares at you for a moment. You're the fifth.
Yeah. Wait, why is that a big shock?
There's any number of reasons that could be a shock.
Well, if there's a council of me's, aren't they all the fifth?
No. Every single one of them had their own unique way of defeating the threat to their world. Some of them didn't even defeat it. But they've been able to hold out, so the world hasn't completely fallen apart. None of them ever tried to become the fifth.
So, no matter what dimension I'm in, I somehow A, become a wolf, and B, have somehow connected to the fifth, to the five.
Ramo leans over to you. Well, some of the versions of you were there, ma'am. They were ponies, and I even saw a changeling.
Changeling?
Ramo nods.
Huh. Okay, then. Strangely. I wonder... That explains a little bit. Thinks back to the midnight that was in the father. Then... Huh.
That sounds so wrong.
Oh, shush! You just made it that! Anyway. Huh. Okay, then. Well... I will still need some info on the council, a little bit. Can you tell me stuff about the council? Looks at Nightfall.
Well, ma'am, I can tell you it's made of approximately 500 unique entities from 500 unique timelines.
Okay.
And that they're all composed of you. You are the council.
Okay. And I'm guessing none of them have pups.
To be honest, ma'am, again, that information is well above my pay grade. I'm just one of the guards. I don't know that much about what goes on inside the council or even what they do in their free time, but I can tell you I do believe there are some of the wolves that do have pups. I believe.
Looks at Ramo. But none of them are like you, I'm guessing.
Not that I could sense.
And, well, that would make sense since I'm the only fifth, if that is true. Huh. Okay. Well, I guess we could take you around. What do you need to see?
I simply need to verify that the world has not ended, and that it's not going to end anytime soon, and that the fifth hasn't completely taken over everything.
Nope.
In the meantime, Lupina is relaxing a little bit and has summoned herself a chicken dinner.
Night goes over and sniffs the food. It's like looking up at Lupina with puppy eyes.
Lupina breaks off one of the legs of the chicken and throws it at Night.
She grabs it in midair and chews on it while she reads. Again, she's sat down to read. And then Midnight looks at Nightfall. Huh. Okay then. Well then, you can see the world's not ending, or ended, and I'm the fifth. Do I need to prove that I'm the fifth to you?
No, ma'am, that won't be necessary.
Oh, good, because I'm terrible at using his powers. My powers. Besides, Nightfall, the fifth is technically trapped.
The original fifth.
The original fifth is technically trapped.
What do you mean?
I'm the... Well, he kind of gave me his powers and went into you, your version of you's head, our version of you's head. And now he's stuck there being lazy, having parties every night and day. He's the most lazy fifth ever. Seriously.
And from a far distance, only you hear in your head, "Turn down the music!"
So, yeah. He's defeated. He has no intention of taking his power back. And he couldn't even if he wanted to.
Yeah, he enjoys his parties way too much.
Yeah. So, yeah. Apparently he gave his power to Pinkie Pie once, which is just creepy enough. No.
Lupina chuckles while she's eating.
But yeah. I'm the fifth. And my daughter.
Alright,
Ramo
well,
is your
I
son.
should be able to let you into the council. We'll just have to do some paperwork, and then it should be all confirmed.
What does Ramo do?
Ramo is your son, not your daughter.
Yeah, I said, and my daughter is also a fifth. That's what I meant.
Ah.
As in
Pixie.
Pixie.
The one with the big boom.
Yeah. Well, okay then. I would actually like to meet the Senate and ask a few questions.
Nightfall.
If you want to, you can, I guess.
Why? What were your plans now?
No, you can. It's no problem.
I know, I just don't want to stray too much.
Love, you know I allow my players basically anything.
I know, but if I'm straying too far, please let me know.
Go ahead.
Okay. Is that possible?
That's something I would have to double check on, ma'am. But it might be possible, just not at the current moment.
Alright. Fair enough. Well, why don't you join us for some food? Anything in particular?
No, ma'am, I'm fine. Actually, can I have a whiskey?
Midnight waves a paw, and a bottle of whiskey appears in it. Prime whiskey. Here you go. And also summons a glass.
He takes the lid off the whiskey and just starts chugging it.
I was about to say, you're not going to use the glass.
Midnight waves a paw and the glass disappears and is like, never mind. Looks at Ramo. So, what are your plans now?
Well... He looks around. Wait, did you train with Berta?
Yes. Also, why did you not want me to know?
He grins sheepishly. Well, there has to be something we're ahead on, you know?
If you didn't want me to train with you, that was fine. I would just like to know. Just, hey Mom, we're gonna go train. That alright? Okay, hon. Be careful. Is Lupina gonna be there? Yes. Okay, bye. That's literally the conversation we would have had.
Ramo, points up with his paw.
Looks up.
Even if you knew she taught us stuff like this, and he waves a paw and a black hole appears in the sky.
Looks back down at him and says, first off, get that away, please.
He waves a paw.
Second off, yes, I would have. She walks, nuzzles him a little. I want you to be able to tell me things, even when you think I'll disapprove. Okay?
He nuzzles you back, by the way.
I value communication above all else, even when I disapprove, even if we argue. It's better to know stuff than just to hide it. It causes a lot more problems. I've seen that with your uncles and aunts.
Ramo smirks and nods. Understood, ma'am. But let me know, how much did you train with Berta so far?
Not much yet.
Does it mean you... And he looks around. Could it be that you just started out? Did she try for you to get her hat?
Yes.
Ramo chuckles. You should ask Pixie. She actually managed it.
She did?
On her
Without
first
magic?
try.
Huh. How'd she do that?
Ask her.
Didn't you all train together?
We did, but she wasn't quite able to explain how she did it. I just know that one moment she was charging Berta, the next moment Berta was in the dust, and Pixie had the hat.
Huh. Noted. And was Lupina there all the time, or just... what?
I was there all the time. You hear her from behind you with her mouth full.
Midnight smirks. Good. Well... You stay safe and stay smart. And still communicate. Even with your siblings.
He kind of moves his glasses on his face. Mom, you know I'm the smartest of the bunch.
Everyone's smart in their own ways.
Also, a little tip from me. Berta is almost blind on her right eye.
Ooh. Noted. Thanks.
You're welcome. You'll need it for her next lesson.
What's her next lesson?
Try to go up against 3 of her.
Ooh.
Alone, that is.
Alone?
Yes.
Me and Knight could barely handle her together.
Did you get the hat?
Knight got close.
Just saying, we all got it.
Then I'm proud of you.
Though lots of healing magic was involved afterwards. This wolf does not pull any punches, ma'am. But she taught us stuff like this. And Ramo suddenly duplicates himself.
Let me guess, you use that to get a lot of work done.
And duplicates the duplicate. And himself again. And again, and again, and again, until there are 20 of him.
I get the picture. Lithium must be so happy with that spell.
How'd you guess?
Well, she hasn't asked for Chase in quite a while.
Well, that might be because he's right now over there.
What?
He went to visit.
Okay.
A while ago.
How long ago?
Which day is today?
Friday.
He went there Tuesday.
Do me a favor and get your brother back from the land of the dead.
And he waves a paw, opening a portal, and Chase jumps out at your face.
Ah! Mommy!
And
Hi.
Ramo walks into the portal, making all his copies disappear before he does so, saying, "Sup, Mom?"
See ya.
And now you've got Chase clawing at your face. Like, literally.
Lifts him off my face. Chase, stop! Aw, Mommy! It's been a while. Yes, it has. Why did you stay there for so long? Didn't realize the time. At all. Lupin asked me to stay. And help her with paperwork. And then I helped, and 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 I helped.
Lupina rubs her temples.
Ooh, hi, Nightfall!
Nightfall just stares at him.
Nightfall? Are you broken again? Chase jumps on his head. Nightfall! He yells into his ear.
Nightfall takes Chase and sets him on the ground. No. None of that, small child.
You smell different. Different dimension, Nightfall. Ow! I'm gonna call you... Strict Boy.
Lupina pulls over Night again and starts scratching her behind the ears.
Night doesn't even pay much notice other than wagging her tail and pulls over the book again to read. Almost halfway through. Chase then runs over to Lupina. Hi!
Hey there, little one.
So, question.
Hmm?
I overheard that if you die and if your daughter dies again, does that mean that Midnight becomes queen?
Lupina chuckles.
Well, if we were to die permanently, yes.
Does that make me a prince?
Lupina leans down.
Please don't take this the wrong way, Chase. But many of my people would rather see you as a snack.
You'd have to catch me first!
And she catches Chase in one paw.
That's cheating! I didn't get a head start!
Do you think my people would give you a head start?
If they wanted to have fun, yes. Don't your people like to play with your food?
No.
Oh.
And she kind of licks his face.
But we like to lick it first.
His smile drops. Wait, you're not gonna eat me.
She nuzzles him with her enormous muzzle.
Hey. Oh, wait. Does that make me your grandson instead?
In a way.
So Midnight's your daughter.
She looks at Midnight.
Midnight blushes and looks away.
And she wraps a paw around you and pulls you close.
I thought that much was already obvious.
Midnight's eyes widen. Wait, you actually do think of me like your daughter?
And she leans down to you so she can look you directly in the eye while still petting Night and now setting Chase down on her back and wrapping him in her tail. And she just looks at you.
Is that a yes?
And she nuzzles you.
Midnight smiles. Good. Because honestly, I was starting to feel like I have two mothers.
She raises an eyebrow.
Well, Luna did raise me. Despite being technically also my stepdaughter.
To which she chuckles.
But, I don't know. Though maybe it's because I look like Lily. But, for some reason, we have a connection?
Yes, we do.
And she licks you from top to bottom too.
Midnight grimaces. Come on! I had a bath 2 weeks ago.
And she kind of does... trying to get your fur off her tongue.
I can taste that.
And suddenly, a bucket of water appears above you.
Oh, come on! I don't like that! baths. It's fine. I just haven't had time with the war and everything.
And the bucket tips over on you with warm water.
I much prefer your servant's version of doing baths.
Remind me?
Back when she was pregnant with the pups and first time to the arena.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, now I remember. The sponge bath.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I can arrange that, certainly. And then she picks you up and like by your neck.
By my scruff.
Mm-hmm. With her teeth. And does the same with Knight.
Well, this is dignified. Looks over at Nightfall. I guess we'll be... you can come? Well, I don't know.
He can either come with you or open a portal back to his home.
Alright.
Nightfall chooses to take his leave, taking the last couple of drinks out of the whiskey bottle, stuffing it into his bag, and jumping back through the portal.
Alrighty then.
And
That's something
Lupinak-
he's going to tell everyone.
and
Oh no, he
Lupinak-
wouldn't do that.
No, he wouldn't.
No, I'm actually serious. He's only
Okay.
required to give them the important parts of the information. He can keep all the rest of it. The council
Okay.
doesn't care about all that.
Sure. True. So Lupina carries you to a big basing area inside the arena. Inside the building. And you can see that the pool is already filled with warm water, warm steaming water. And it is a bubble bath, basically.
I haven't had a bubble bath in years.
And while holding you and having Chase on her back, she simply walks in there.
Whee! Bubble bath!
And then drops the two of you in the water.
Night swims to the... and Midnight swim to the surface, Night looking grumpy. Come on, I at least look after myself. I had a bath a week ago.
And Lupina grimaces. Still.
Night...
There's more than time.
Night shrugs.
Go ahead.
Meh. And she swims to the shallow end and just relaxes.
And a few wolves appear, one of which starts with a washcloth and a brush to wash her back.
Night fully enjoys it. Loving being treated like royalty is what she feels like she should be.
And with a brush, that same wolf brushes her fur and brushes out all the knots.
So she slightly grimaces at that because it's a bit her fur is very tatty. Midnight hides underneath the water.
Out of which Lupina ducks down her head and grabs the whole midriff of you in her jaws and brings you over to the servants as well.
Fine.
Who immediately start grooming you.
Midnight
Washing
raises
you
an
and grooming you.
Midnight raises an eyebrow, giving in. How did these guys know to come here?
There's a bell over the door.
Ah. That makes sense.
Also, Chase is also wet.
Yeah. Oh yeah, forgot about him. Chase is just swimming and playing child games, like hold your breath, see how long you can hold your breath under the water, and splashing Lupina.
As he splashes her, she uses one of her big paws to splash back.
He ducks under the water to avoid it and splashes her.
She then splashes him again.
Hello?
What is it?
Hello?
I can hear you.
Oh, okay. Sorry.
Couldn't you hear me?
No.
I said she splashes him again.
And he uses his tail to run away. Like a propeller. And suddenly he's at the other end of the pool.
And Lupina teleports behind him.
Hey, that's cheating!
Everything's allowed in war and pool games.
Okay. And he jumps on her head.
And she then dives head first into the pool.
Chase just laughs under the water, somehow.
Creating a little bit of a tidal wave, by the way.
Midnight and Night brace themselves for that.
And it splashes all of you, like you two and the servants.
Midnight still chuckles as Chase is like screaming under the water, saying, "Whee!"
And then Lupina swims up to the surface again and, paddles around in the water.
Chase tries to direct her with her ears.
She does. She lets him direct her.
Okay, this sounds adorable. This sounds seriously adorable. I want this. I want to see a picture of this. Artist!
Of Lupina having Chase on her back?
On her head.
On her head with him directing her with her ears?
Yes. Like a
Okay.
little speech bubble saying, "This way!" Oh, it sounds so cute. Too cute. And Midnight's like, "Okay, Chase, don't pull too hard on her ears now."
Don't worry. He's just playing.
I know, that's why I didn't tell him to stop completely. Night mutters under her breath, "A queen following orders."
And a bucket of cold water appears overnight
Night looks up. Wait, what?
and tips over.
Night jumps into the pool. Jumps into the pool that's warmer. No!
And the water around Night turns cold.
Ah!
And then warm again.
Night has just her muzzle slightly above the water, with her eyes glaring at Lupina.
Lupina looks at her over her shoulder and smirks. And a little rubber hand appears over her head and pats her before disappearing again.
Night swims back to the servants and lays down again.
Anything we can bring you, ma'am?
One of the servants asks.
Night gives Midnight a slight grin, and Midnight immediately says, "No, not with Chase here." And Night pouts. Fine. Glass of cider, please.
And one of the servants runs off and comes back with a glass of cider later on. By the way, this is hard cider.
Night sips it delicately, loving the pampering.
I guessed she would.
Whereas Midnight, although likes the pampering,
There
still
are
doesn't...
three... Go ahead.
Still doesn't feel like she needs it. She feels like jumping into a lake every now and again is enough.
There are by now 4 servants shampooing your fur.
Do you really need that many people?
Rinsing it out and shampooing it again.
Midnight pouts. It's not that bad.
And they point at the water that is flowing away from you each time they rinse it out. And one of the male servants looks at you and is like, "Ma'am, you really need to take better care of your fur." And you look at the kind of grayish water that flows out of your fur.
Could have been black.
Let's just say it is gray now.
Midnight sort of looks up sheepishly. Sorry.
And then you...
But when you live in a forest, you don't get this sort of treatment. Or at least, I never used to.
And then you hear a familiar voice out of an unfamiliar face. Well, that is not really an excuse, ma'am.
Morpheus?
And he turns, and in front of you is Ivory Mist.
Oh, sorry. This is the problem with you doing all these voices. Ivory, what are you doing here?
What does it look like?
You're one of Lupin's servants now?
Let's put it this way. Did you in the slightest notice that it was me before I spoke?
No.
By the way, the other servants keep washing you. And Ivory actually does too.
Well, what do you think my shape-shifting abilities are useful for?
Spying.
Exactly.
You're practicing your spying ability?
Mm-hmm. And I must say, spying on you and Dad is really interesting sometimes.
Why?
He whistles.
What?
He just whistles.
Ivory, tell me.
Let's just say that I personally have no problem with you not washing your fur regularly.
Hun, no more spying on no more spying on me or your father.
No promises.
No. It will not happen again. I do appreciate you practicing your abilities, but do it elsewhere, okay? No spying on me or your father. You might see something
And he
you don't want to
disappears.
see.
But you then hear his voice in your right ear. Da, 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 da.
You're grounded.
You can't ground me if you can't find me.
That's what you think. Waves a paw.
Hmm?
And teleports him into the bath.
And you suddenly see a shark fin in the bath.
You're grounded. You will go home, and you will stay in your room for tonight. Tomorrow, I'm going to set you a task. A spying task. Let's see
And
if you-
Go ahead.
let's see if your abilities are up to the challenge.
And the shark kind of gets his upper body out of the water and is like, fine, but only this time.
I'll see you at
By the
home, love.
way, Mom, did you know that flea powder does actually help against fleas?
Midnight glares at him. Your room now!
He chuckles and disappears.
They're becoming too much like teens.
Hey, all he does is turn into a flea and stay in your fur for a while.
Also, Midnight doesn't have fleas.
Mm-hmm.
It's fine as long as you don't get caught. Thanks, Death. Anyway. What?
Yes, that will be a thing. Okay. Shall we end it here, love?
Yeah, why not? Midnight getting massaged and washed by Lupina's servants. Night relaxing as well after reading nearly half a book about fighting. And Chase riding along on Lupina's head.
Mm-hmm. And you grounding your children.
Yeah. I only grounded one.
Well, you said no to one.
Yeah.
But all I wanted was a bomb.
No getting a bomb!
And Pixie sits down, crosses her forelegs, and pouts.
Anyway.
Also, she summons a little nuclear explosion in front of herself.
No.
Makes it disappear and keeps pouting.
Anyway. Hope you all guys enjoyed that. That was good fun.
Mm-hmm. You're
Bit of
being
fighting.
smacked around by Berta.
It's not the worst I've had. Yeah, so... Yeah. I don't know what else to say. I'm not a pampered poodle princess.
Yes, you are.
Nah.
Your princess status was confirmed. Okay, guys. Don't forget, we do have a Patreon, both of us.
Yeah.
We also have a Teespring store through which you can support us. And I personally would very much appreciate it if you used the
PayPal.me link for supporting me, because I'm kind of broke.
Yeah.
Very broke. I have like $5 in my bank account.
Yeah, and he won't let me help him. So help him!
You, love, have your own bills to pay. And just a few
know.
days ago told me that you barely had any money left.
I know, but I love you. I want to help. Even if it's just a little bit.
Anyhow, I'm ending the live stream.